The alarm shrieked through the crystalline corridors of the Zelonian royal palace for the third time that week. Commander Vexalar's four blinked in rapid succession, a sign of extreme frustration among his species. The heir to the throne had vanished again. "How?" he hissed, his mandibles clicking together. "We doubled the guard. We installed quantum locks. We even placed surveillance drones at every junction." His subordinate, a younger officer with still bright scales, shifted uncomfortably. "Sir, the princess is remarkably resourceful for a juvenile." Princess Elif, barely 6 cycles old, had become the palace's most notorious escape artist. The daughter of Queen Thasara possessed her mother's intelligence, but none of her patience for royal protocols. While the queen ruled over the Zelonian Empire's 700 worlds with calculated precision, her daughter preferred adventures that gave the security detail collective heart failures. "Find her," Vexalar commanded before the queen discovers she's missing. But he already knew where they'd find her. They always found her in the same place, in the service levels, 3 floors below the palace's gleaming statita rooms. Adam pushed his cleaning cart through the dimly lit corridors. The human janitor had worked here for 2 years, ever since the Zelonian Empire had made first contact with Earth and opened employment opportunities across the galaxy. The pay was decent, the work honest, and most importantly, it was quiet, or it usually was. Adam paused at the storage closet. His storage closet, really, since nobody else bothered coming down here. He pressed his palm against the door sensor, and it slid open with a soft hiss. There, curled up on the pile of clean maintenance tarps, was Princess Elif. The small Zelonian child was sound asleep, her iridescent scales rising and falling with each breath. Her forearms were tucked close to her body, and her vestigial wings twitched occasionally, suggesting she was dreaming. A faint luminescence pulsed from the crystalline patterns on her forehead, a trait unique to the royal bloodline. Adam sighed, but he was smiling. He sat down his cart and sat on the floor beside her, back against the wall. Without waking, Elif stirred and crawled over, settling her small head in his lap as naturally as if he were a piece of furniture designed specifically for that purpose. "You're going to get me executed one of these days," Adam murmured, though his hand instinctively moved to gently pat her shoulder. He discovered her here the first time by accident 3 months ago. She'd been crying, a strange musical sound that Zelonians made when distressed. Adam had found her wedged behind some equipment, terrified after getting lost during one of her unauthorized expeditions. Instead of immediately calling security, he'd done what came naturally. He'd comforted her. He'd spoken softly, offered her some office lunch, and told her stories about Earth until she'd fallen asleep. When the security team had finally tracked her down, they'd found her sleeping peacefully in the human janitor's lap. The incident should have ended there, but Elle kept coming back. "She feels safe with you." The Queen had said during Theon time she'd summoned Adam to the throne room. He'd expected execution or at least deportation. Instead, the Sarahad studied him with her ancient eyes, seeing something that made her mandibles curve in what might have been a smile. "I've read the reports. You do not seek favor. You do not ask for reward. You do not use her for political gain. You simply care. She's a child, Your Majesty," Adam had replied simply. Children need to feel safe. Now, as Elif slept in his lap, Adam heard the familiar sound of military boots approaching. Commander Vexalar appeared in the doorway, flanked by 6 guards, all with weapons drawn. "Human," Vexalar said, his voice tired rather than threatening. "The princess is missing, again." "She's not missing, Commander," Adam replied calmly. "She's right here." The guards lowered their weapons. They'd been through this routine before. Vexalar stepped closer, looking down at the sleeping child. "Why?" he asked, genuine confusion in his voice. "We have given her every comfort, every luxury. The royal nursery is climate-controlled, furnished with objects worth more than your planet's GDP. Yet, she flees to Asterage Closet to sleep with a janitor." Adam looked down at Elif, his hand still resting protectively on her small shoulder. "With respect, Commander, I don't think she's running to the closet. I think she's running to something you can't give her." "And what is that?" "A choice," Adam said softly. Everyone in that palace, the tutors, the attendants, the advisors, they all have agendas. They all want something from her. They see the future queen, the heir, the political asset. But when she comes here, she's just Elif, and I'm just Adam. There's no protocol, no expectations. She can just be. Vexalar was silent for a long moment. Humans, he finally said, and there was something almost like respect in his voice. We studied your species before contact. We read about your wars, your violence, your chaotic history. We thought we understood you, but we never understood this. He gestured to Elif, sleeping peacefully. This ability, you have to simply care without calculation, to offer comfort without expecting reward. We Zonians are strategic thinkers. Everything is measured, weighed, planned. But you human, paused. You lead with your hearts even when it defies logic. Maybe that's not such a bad thing, Adam said. As if agreeing, Elif stirred and opened her large luminescent eyes. She looked up at Adam and made a soft chirping sound, the Zelonian equivalent of a contented sigh. Then she noticed the commander and immediately tensed. It's okay, Adam assured her. Nobody's angry. The human speaks truth, Princess, Vexalar said, his voice gentler than Adam had ever heard it. But your mother wishes to see you. Elif looked between them, then back to Adam. Will you come? She asked in heavily accented but clear English, something else she'd learned from him. If I'm allowed, Adam replied, looking to the commander. Vexar's mandibles clicked in what Adam had learned was amusement. The queen suspected she would ask. She's requested your presence. As they walked through the palace, Elif insisted on holding Adam's hand, her small three-fingered grip firm and trusting. Servants and nobles stared at the bizarre procession. The human janitor in his simple uniform, walking beside a princess surrounded by elite guards. In the throne room, Queen Thasara sat upon her crystal seat, ancient and magnificent. But when she looked at her daughter sleeping happily against Adam's shoulder, Elif had dozed off again during the walk. Her expression softened. My daughter has chosen you as her sanctuary, the queen said. In our culture, such bonds are sacred. From this day, you are appointed royal companion to the heir. You will have quarters near her chambers, and your duties will include being available when she needs to escape. Adam blinked. Your Majesty, I'm just a janitor. No, Thasara said, her voice carrying the weight of 700 worlds. You are the person who taught us that perhaps humans have something weans have optimized away in our millennia of evolution. The simple, uncomplicated ability to be kind. As Elif snored softly against his shoulder, Adam realized that sometimes the greatest achievements of humanity weren't in technology or conquest. Sometimes they were in showing an alien princess that she was worth caring about just because she existed. And in the end, maybe that was the most human thing of all.